I just can't seem to do it. I just can't seem to do it. I've remade this video so many times. Anyway, check out that dark meat around my eyes. Check it out. Check out that ear. See how that ear lines up right there? Now check this out. Check out the dark meat around this guy's eyes. That's right. That's right. This is dark meat. This is dark meat video. Anyway, this is a product. It's a sculpture, and it's made by Sherwulf. I don't believe I've mentioned him in the past. I'll link you in the bottom. Check him out. Hopefully he sets up a blog, wink wink, real soon with a PayPal link for these suckers. I won't tell anyone how it is I got this exactly, but I'm going to get you back, Sherwulf. Appreciate it. Anyway, I do want to know, I mean, look at that anatomy. Look at that attention to detail on that skull and just how this thing is put together. Check out this hand. Right? Look at that hand, the way that pinky goes in. That's phenomenal. Right? And it's a panhandler. And I got to choose. But he didn't, he didn't just leave it without any stylistics. Check out the folds in the pant legs. Kind of like snakes on the chest. Same thing. It's a great sculpture. It's a nice little marquette, and just got it. Just got shipped to me. Really appreciate it. So I'll link you to him. I want to do a shout out to Lorelella and to Be Serious also. Didn't mention them in the last videos. Lorelella brought up a while back, why are you on YouTube? And I had used YouTube as a way of, cathartic criticism. But the criticism was always more or less to put forth philosophical ideas, but it's also it was also meant to be a chummy get to know you thing until it goes out of hand, and then it just becomes like drown, and just like, God, I'm just gonna drive this into the ground, right? Like with Anton, right? Like okay, so Anton brings to the table sliding scale of hypocrisy. That phrase by itself is worth millions to me. I thought it was fabulous, and it's really helped create a corridor between contradictions. And I like people that help facilitate ideas, thinking processes, and hopefully I'm to some extent doing that. There's a criticism of academia in general, and thanks for the shout out by a guy with a narcissist in his name. I won't mention it, but he watches my videos, and thanking me for showing the value of not being in academia, showing the value of one's individual mind. And I really appreciate that. And I believe academia is generally a reading list. If you get involved in academia, it doesn't matter the school. It could be physics, could be art history, could be communications. It's all about the reading list that's put forth. This is where the school values the particular authors, and here's the reading list. Two books I want to mention. I want to mention The Ticket That Exploded by William S. Burroughs, and now I'm going to forget the name. House of Leaves. Zampano is a character's name. It's Zampano, but that's not really the author's name. But House of Leaves. Take a look at those. If you're into deconstructive philosophy, into negating, finding the dark side, remaining on the dark side. By dark side, I mean you're not away. Like I watched a Boundless Eyes video, right? And she's still talked about her engagement with psychiatrists and psychologists, and her depression relative to the happiness of her boyfriend's depression. I always considered my more youthful days to be happier days. My my youthful adulthood was really pretty happy on things, but it took its turn. I was always able to find negation, find exception to things, but I didn't live in it. I didn't live in the negative. And it is possible. A lot of people that they live in different worlds. I mean, the happy person is different than the sad person. They're living in different universes, right? And But what I want to say is, whatever that is, that consideration, even if you hold on to it, it's going to shrink, right? It's going to shrink. If it's there, it will eventually be washed over by much greater considerations as time passes, or you'll vanquish it. It will go away, right? I say if you're going to go dark, focus on horror movies, focus on super depth so you can get a gauge of it. That's why I bring up Ticket Exploded. William Burroughs is known to dissect and shatter his life. I personally adopted kind of this undertow approach from the street approach. That's why I don't appreciate academics trying to enforce authorship. That's an attempt to take power. One thing I definitely despise is that Anton's put forth, because his school, part of the reading list, is an author that's put forth, and now it's progenerated through the school communications of we are a culture of the dying, right, in order to frame our biological approach. But, Anton puts forth, first of all, I want to say, well, obviously, if you're reading or listening or anything else, you're living, right? So we are a culture of the living, and so culture of the dying is, in a way, to impress this notion that death identification, which, before he came on the scene, I didn't, it's like, you're going to die, right? But you don't know that you're going to die. You can't empathize with death, right? I mean, you can have near-death experiences. You can die and come out like Church of Dave, heart attacks. You can black out all the time, but you're living, right? And your metabolism is alive and well. You are a culture of the living. The notion of culture of the dying, or the notion that art is built, or artifact is built due to a knowledge of your dying, or an emphasis or a reflection of your death, I think that's so absurd. I think people know they're just caught on an idea, and they're overwhelmed and fascinated by some particular aspect of life, that they're not there lingering or trying to honor death, right? It's a nice notion to wave over you that you're going to die one day, and that this might function as a remaining artifact, kind of like children do in terms of long genetic placement in the world, but and that's great, but that's just one thought. I don't believe that's what's racing through head. That's not the impetus, and so to claim that it is a generalization, I think, is absurd. But I'm not trying to say that an individual can't think that way. That's the whole point. Is for every reason that people want to claim the facts of our commonality, and use the word is, right. This is this case. Just realize that's still opinion, and don't get so caught up in it. One person's truth is not necessarily everyone else's truth. And one thing Burroughs puts forth is, he says nothing is true, everything is possible, right? And I think that's fabulous, and I quite frankly agree to that in a lot of respects. It's another idea. Anyway, so yeah, why am I here? I want to interact with people. If you're listening to this video, whatever comes to mind first of all, whatever the first thought, it doesn't have anything to do with the video, but if it's, since it came to mind, since you started listening to this video, just type it in the comment bar. Whatever it is, just give me a sentence of what it is you're thinking. If you're not into writing comments and you're just going to watch the video and you're not going to do what I say, that's fine. But at the very least, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, like rate it. I know how many people are watching it, but I'm looking for engagement. I'm looking for interactivity. Why am I on here? Because eventually there's going to be a big project, a big production that comes to my attention, that somebody's doing, or that I'm putting into the works. And I'm going to want to know people's talents, their interests, things about them, right? Because I've done art for several years. If you haven't been to my art fan page, I'm going to link it in an annotation or in the low bar. Go to it, like fan it, please. And then when I post a painting up, comment on it, right? Because I love the feedback. Like, I need the feedback. I don't need it, right? I don't need it, but I want to impress it outward, right? And I have been thinking of the idea of, okay, what is my exposure? As I used to argue against Anton about not wanting to be hierarchical. And in For philosophical possibility, it is the case. It is kind of this chopping oneself down, right? Kind of like Fight Club. Like, got myself a nice scar running on the hands there. That's my little marker. I've done plenty of self-damaging efforts in order to conquer my mentality and have it evidenced on my body in some sort of manner. Like Burroughs cut his finger off, killed his wife, playing William Tell, and so forth. Anyway, not that I'm trying to mimic his life or Fight Club or anything else, but it was a phase to go through, and it helped me ground myself and identify, sympathize with those who have little. Anyway, I would like to fund a project. A conference reporter brought up monetizing, talking about Mel's Basket Paste one time. There's going to be a project, and there's going to be a way to monetize the project as a group. I think, the best, if I trust my Animalia instinct in terms of mythological connection to people, I'm going to look for a pig because they're like a banker, or a weasel, right? A happy weasel. If I find those people, I'm going to really investigate that. I've investigated a lot of online businesses, Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, multi-level marketing, affiliate marketing. I'm not opposed to it. People are making money, but it's all really about engaging with people and benefiting in group project. How to monetize, such an important question, because in order to produce art, right, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I realize that I can put my heart and soul behind something in life, and I'm ultimately satisfied putting my heart and soul behind the artwork that I do and pushing that forward. That's really, really important to me, and it has been wonderfully self-sustaining, but it's never been fabulously self-sustaining, and I keep getting in my own way so often. Right, so I'm done getting in my own way in terms of art, but I'm also going to add another basket, and I'm looking for interactivity, I'm looking for talents, I'm looking for people out there, and some people have amazing projects going on. Lots of young folks, early 20s, there's lots of music, there's lots of artistry, animation. I'm noting, I put all these people together, I make notes on them. Now the whole idea is who wants to engage in a master project. That's fine. If you want to engage in the monetizing, that's fine. Either or. Anyway, shoot me, make a comment. Give me some interaction. Give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Give me a comment. If you have any ideas, anything at all on what you do or who you know or how you know them, hook it up, man. This is worldwide communication. Worldwide practices. We know it, right? So let's do it. Let's wrap ourselves around this in a positive way and get all the guts, on the table together. Ooh, God, if I wasn't painting spiral women lately, that just gave me a great idea. Okay, so anyway, yep, Sherwulf. Could eat this guy. He's precious. Love the dark meat. He's my kind of fella. Panhandling, we'll talk about monetizing. Give me your money. Give me your time. If I find something, I'm going to find it mega, mega cheap and mega, mega doable and worthwhile, and then help people and then produce art, and we can all hopefully, if you have a fan page, if you have a product, if you have something that you love or that you do well, and you need help on that, man, get in touch with me. I'll let you know what it is I know about marketing. I'll let you know what it is I know about a lot of things. But anyway, so yeah, hi again. For all the strangers, all the people that watch but never interact. If you feel like you need to shoot me a private message, do it that way. Comment on the video, that's fine. I've got quite a bit of time on my hands, but I'm working on a new painting. I'm psyched. I have 2 finished new Spiralic paintings that are going on my art fan page, so check it out. I'll probably post a new one in another day and the other one in another week, and then I've got a new board just ready to rock and roll. Oh, Yeah. So